Hi and welcome to Forbes India Beyond the Boardroom. This is Ushnota Paul, your host. This is a show where we have esteemed guests from all kind of fields, from successful businesses to films to sports. But we don't talk about their profession. We talk beyond that. How are they as people when they're not negotiating a multi-crore deal inside the boardroom or when the camera is off? We find out about their lives beyond that. So today on our episode, we have an actress who has had not one but two releases in the lockdown, Dolly Kitty or Wo Chamakte Sitare and Durgamati. We have the lovely Bhumi Pednekar with us. Hi Bhumi, welcome to our show. Thanks for coming.
Hi June, thank you so much. I am quite excited for a fun chat today.
We are very excited too. So how are you doing?
I am well. How are you? Are you safe, sound, secure?
Oh, touch wood, yes. So, Bhumi, tell me, once the camera actually stops and you go back home, what is Bhumi like as a person? Is it a completely different person that we don't know of? Give us a glimpse.
Off camera, I'm not my character. I am Bhumi. But still, even in the public eye, I'm quite original. I don't really put on anything. I am the way I am. I'm as authentic as it can get. But just the kind of person that I am, I love my solitude. I love being by myself. Because just as actors, you're constantly surrounded by so much noise.
Yeah.
Good, bad. There's just people around you for everything. And I really kind of cherish that time alone because it's that time where I really think. I think a lot. I plan life. I kind of manifest my vision for my future, in those few moments of solitude that I get. And I feel that's so important for any working individual to do because I feel it's the healthiest and the most motivating state of mind that one can be in.
How has the lockdown impacted the rhythm of your work and life?
For me, everybody slowed down, right? Like the start of the lockdown I was a little impatient at the start of it because we didn't really have any clarity, and I feel we all were very restless. We were obviously extremely fearful of the virus because it was so new and, you heard of these disastrous stories from all across the world and it was a very tough time. But I actually kind of found my rhythm maybe 2 months into the lockdown because we just opened up like 2 months ago. We were in a serious lockdown till now. I was constantly filming. I was constantly recording. I actually went back to a lot of older scripts that I had not read. I just kind of caught up on my sleep. I reconnected with like my old friends, with my school friends. I tried learning newer things. And I think it was maybe June when I actually was on set filming.
Right.
So the lockdown has been a little busy for me, like no complaints. I'm counting my blessings and I feel very fortunate that as an actor, we were one of those few people who didn't shut shop. Because we had so many opportunities that came our way. And in fact, there was a lot of public service announcement kind of work that we did. Everybody was just trying to motivate the world. We were trying to just keep, everyone's spirits high. So there were these combined music videos that we shot at home. There were these short stories that we shot at home. There was a lot of like filming and content and, things that kept the world entertained.
You were busy constantly.
Very busy. So, even where the marketing of the films are concerned, it was very unconventional. And at the start of it, I was like, are we really doing enough? Are we marketing the film enough? Because your traditional film marketing is madness.
Right.
You're running from one city to the other. You're meeting like 3,000-4,000 people over a course of maybe a week or 10 days. And you have song launches and you're doing like 10 GEC shows. Yeah. We did a way more subdued version of that, but it was equally impactful. And that's what I realized, that, you don't have to be all over the place to market your film. The world has changed. The digital revolution that we've seen, especially in 2020, has really made the world smaller. We've become a tighter community. I feel word spreads easier, word spreads faster, and it's just about being intelligent and doing it the right way. I feel very fortunate that I had two films, and theater or OTT doesn't matter. I still had that chance, that opportunity to entertain my audience.
How exactly have you kept yourself engaged in a year that has not really seen much action?
Time was truly a privilege for me earlier. In the last 3 years, I had no time off whatsoever. So I didn't really have the time to do the things that I love. Like I love reading, I love watching TV. It does not always have to be productive, right? I watch so many documentaries. I love watching Nat Geo. I love I love cleaning up my room. I love spending time with my mom. But in the lockdown, I kind of developed some newer skills. I learned gardening, people, because in my head, it was like rocket science, but it actually isn't. It's very, very simple. And it's a very satisfying experience, because you really feel like you're nurturing something, you're creating something.
Yeah.
And it really humbles you, I feel, just like, gardening and being one with nature. But in the few months that I had off, I read a lot. I actually re-educated myself. I went back to my school history book because, we all were cleaning up, right? All homes and houses were cleaning up in the lockdown. And so were we. And we found like our school books, our college books. So I kind of went back to just reading about so much that I had forgotten about. And I understood it a lot better now that I've grown up than I did in school, I feel.
And what's your favorite book of all time that you think everyone should read?
Harry Potter.
We have something in common. That's something that you can...
Really?
I'm a big Potterhead too.
I feel like, the books, what J.K. Rowling has written, it has no age. Age isn't a bar for this,
Definitely.
Right? You can be in any phase of your life, however old you are, when you go back to your Harry Potter books, she just transforms you and just takes you into like some other world.
Absolutely.
I was in Red House. The house that I belonged to in my school was red, and I was so proud because Gryffindor was red, and it was like one of my things. And I remember the books always released in July, which was around my birthday. And my parents it was just a done thing that the day the book releases, we had to be one of the first people to get it. So that was usually my birthday gift, because, there were always spoilers in school, and they actually allowed me like that half a day holiday, which might sound very incorrect, is I had to read the book first. I had to go back to school only once I finished it. So they were very sweet. They would always give me like that one day off to finish my book.
That's such a lovely memory. What was the last book that you read?
The last book that I read was Homo Sapiens, and I'm actually reading the second part called Homo Deus now. But again, I've gotten damn busy. Like since October, my life has been so busy. But I also enjoy playing with makeup a lot.
Oh.
So I did a lot of these tutorials, because I would always film myself doing my beauty regime, and I'm actually quite good with dolling myself up. But I just didn't ever put it out, because I was like, I don't know, is it like silly of me to do it? Because, people take me as a serious actor, and, I don't know, in my films, I never get a chance to glam up, but in my real life, I'm so away from the characters that I do, right? Getting ready, it's therapeutic to me.
Right.
Because I feel it's that time that I spend admiring myself. So I tried cooking, but I really failed at it. So I'm decent at baking things, it's not the tastiest, because I always try making it super healthy. So nobody in my family really enjoys it, because I'll mix like some weird gluten-free atta, and I'll put like no sugar, and it's just like this healthy dessert that only satisfies me. And it's quite like not good to taste. But I can't do like Indian cooking. And I really wanted to learn my ghar ka khana, because I feel your home food really is your culture, right? And it's something that should be kind of passed on to the next generation. But clearly it's not happening for me, because I'm very bad at it. But I made like, those banana breads and whatever, dalgona coffee and the whole thing. But I get bored. I don't enjoy I don't enjoy the kitchen at all. I am just very bad at it. I think what really kept me busy in the lockdown was Climate Warrior. It's a property that I kind of started for planet conservation. So we did a lot of research, we made a lot of videos, we created a lot of content, connected with a lot of children, and I studied a lot on the effects of climate change, and that actually kept me quite occupied.
In the pre-pandemic era, can't even think about traveling. But back then, what was your preferred travel destination, you would say, and why?
Within India, it would be anywhere in the Himalayas. I love the mountains. I'm such a mountain baby. I love the whole Uttarakhand stretch. I love winter, so I prefer traveling within India, like in these months, like anytime after Diwali. I would also say Goa, but Goa for me is like something that I do 5 times a year because it's so close to Bombay, right?
Yeah.
But I love Goa. I love the food, the beaches, the people, the sun. I love everything about Goa.
Yeah.
Internationally, it would be London or New York because they're just like super convenient. And whenever, if you want to travel to like the America side of the world, you kind of just go to New York first because it's so like in the middle of everything. And if it's Europe, you go to just London because again, it's like the epicenter of everything. So I would say like London and New York.
And how has the definition of vacation changed now, post all of this?
Listen, now even a night out at my cousin's house is a holiday. For Ganpati, because Ganesh Chaturthi is quite big, where I live and in my family, and we'd gone to Pune to my cousin's house, and it felt like a vacation, because we'd not seen any of them, and I've still not met a lot of my extended family. And or going to a friend's house, it feels like, oh my God, wow, you're doing something that's so relaxing. What does a vacation do, right? It just kind of you unwind, you eat great food, you're just with the ones that you love, and even a meal with your friends now feels like a vacation. No one's traveling without a corona test. That was definitely not the matter. And I just feel like just that ease of letting go isn't going to happen, because I'm constantly going to be wondering, okay, like what if the server at this restaurant is sick, or have I overexposed myself? Was my mask? Was I not wearing my mask well? Did I not wash my hands enough? Did I touch like my mouth or my nose? It makes me a little restless. But having said that, I am traveling. I have taken a couple of flights as well. I've traveled for work as well. It's not bad. I have like my little bag which has like my cutlery, my plate, my glass, my cup. I try having as less contact as possible.
Talking about meals, since you were mentioning, I hear you also turned into a vegetarian during the lockdown. What really led you to do that?
It's something that I was contemplating for a very long time. I wasn't a huge meat eater. Over the years, it had anyways really diminished. But I work extensively for the cause of planet conservation. And I came across like such heartbreaking information, and I saw such visuals, and I just realized that the meat industry has a huge carbon footprint. And I was like, this is the only thing that's in my control, right? I can't like give up. I can't live without electricity, or I can't suddenly like give up my car. I can go for better alternatives, but there's something that I can take care of. There's something that's in my control. And it also happened because I think over the years I've become more compassionate towards animals. And honestly, I did not do it for like better health or any of those reasons. I purely did it because I felt very guilty every time I ate like non-vegetarian food, and I just felt right about it. And I just woke up one day and I was like, why am I suffering? So I'm like, why am I in this guilt? It was really killing me. And I'm so happy since, I did not feel right about eating meat.
Awesome. So you were mentioning that you watched a lot of OTT stuff and films during the lockdown. Give us like 5 recommendations from what you binged during the lockdown and you want others to watch too.
So some of the Indian shows that I can highly recommend would be a Scam, which I feel everyone has definitely seen by now.
Yeah.
Patal Lok. These are like two of my most favorite Indian shows. Queen's Gambit,
Mm-hmm.
Undoing, Morning Star, Mismatched is a very sweet little show. It's on Netflix. Crown season 4,
Yeah.
so good. But there's something new every day.
Yeah.
But I
That's
think,
like
yeah,
a
these are
pro.
great recommendations.
What would be the lessons that you actually took from this pandemic? What impact did it really have on you personally?
I think the biggest lesson that I learned would be that health is wealth.
Yes.
At times we take our health very lightly. We don't realize that if we don't have a healthy mind, body, and soul, we can't really achieve anything that we are out there to get. And especially in the profession that I am way too ambitious and I'm too much of a go-getter. And it has happened at the cost of my well-being, in the past. And I realized that that's something I have to change. And I've consciously put in a lot of effort in the last few months to kind of have a healthier approach with my body, with my health, with my immunity, with my nutrition, with my mental health. Honestly, for me, that's like the biggest learning that the lockdown has given me.
Thank you, Bhumi, so much for coming on our show and sharing so much. We think that we
Thank you,
know a little
June.
bit more about your life and what you are beyond just your roles and beyond the camera. Thank you once again.
Thank